Hey everybody, welcome back to some more early morning barking, talking about BPD and NPD by somebody that has both. Today I want to talk about splitting, but it's a bit more, okay, hang on, right. And Paisley is here too. Sorry, is that okay? They know who you are. They've seen, you start every video. It's him, by the way, the barking. Just chill. It's cool. So, I did a TikTok a while ago that kind of blew up a bit, and it still gets more attention than any TikTok video I did, where I talk about splitting. And it's the whole sort of, if you're splitting, send this video to your friend and I'll explain splitting for them video. And in that video, I tell the friend, you might not have done anything to cause this. And it turns out that's the most angering thing I've ever said on the internet, right? There are people that were leaving comments last night about what an awful person I am and how bad I make the BPD community look because I say stuff like that. And I don't just take that lying down. Let's address this issue, please. Let's talk about this. I want to have this discussion. Because here's a scenario. Here's what I'm actually talking about. We have person A and person BPD. And person A and person BPD are good friends, and they have been for some time. And they're just hanging out, chilling, watching TV, having a drink, whatever, whatever these people do. They're spending time together. And person A says something in a slightly odd tone of voice. And person BPD interprets this slightly odd tone of voice to be, some hidden message really, some sort of, that's proof that they don't like me, that's proof that they have hated me all along. It's something that little tone of voice is enough to make them split. And that's a common thing. We just need that tiniest little thing, right? But the reality of the matter is that person A didn't mean anything by that tone of voice. They didn't really do that on purpose. Maybe they were just about to choke on something and coughed. Maybe they stubbed their toe or got a weird back pain as they spoke. Go and watch a video I did the other day about reframing negative thoughts and coming up with lists of thousands of reasons as to why people aren't doing the bad thing that we think they are. And so I think in that situation, it's fair to say that person A didn't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything. They were just living their lives. And it's the fact that person BPD has BPD that they've decided that all of that stuff was relevant and pertained to them and is worth splitting over. How do you feel? I know. And so this is why I consider that, like, person A has done nothing. They didn't do anything. There was no active act. There wasn't even a passive act. There was no act to cause the split. There was something purely in the mind of the person with BPD. I've done it. I've been there. I've been that person. And you realise that was nothing. They meant nothing by that. I made that whole thing up in my head and got upset about it. And yet there's a whole group of people out there that think I'm an awful person because I'm not blaming person A in that equation. And I'm really struggling to find a way to blame person A. I really am. I can't think of a way to do it. I can't think of a way to be able to say, just that noise you made by accident, that means you've hurt me. That means I was right to have this huge reaction. You can't just sit still for like 6-7 minutes. I mean, how long is this video even? So, if nobody does something to you, and you split on them. That's on you, isn't it? I feel like that should be on you. I feel on us, on the person with BPD. If someone's going to do something to you, okay. I mean, look, I've made so many videos about misinterpreting things, perceived harms, and how they're not real harms. There are enough real harms in the world. We make others up. They're not real. And I don't understand the point of view the other way, like we're not to blame. Like, it seems like we're sort of letting ourselves off the hook with something. Did you just find something to crunch? What was even there? Never mind. So the whole thing is just very irritating because I feel it absolves us of guilt. I feel it in some way gives us carte blanche to act however we feel and blame that on other people. And that, to me, feels dangerously close to look what you made me do. And that I have no time for. Because then we're into narcissistic entitlement, and we know that's bad. We've got to accept some responsibility for this, right? I've said and done some awful things to people who did not deserve it. They didn't do anything to deserve that. And I did it anyway because I made things up in my head. I felt right. I felt justified in how I behaved. I felt that I had unequivocal proof that those people deserved the fire I was raining down upon them. But the truth now is no, they didn't. No, they didn't. And I'm not even talking about like they didn't deserve what I did. I'm talking about they didn't do anything to deserve anything at all. It doesn't take me much to split on somebody, and yet I allow it to happen. This is the other problem with splitting, right? We know we do it, and then we do it. Right? We feel so sure about it in the moment. And we want it to be real. And I think that we find those reasons for splits to be real, about real things. Whatever. We'll find it. And that doesn't mean that it actually exists or it came from the other person. And I'm sorry, but yeah, this is the hill to die on with this, right? There has to be intent involved, I think, right? New rule for us as healing people from BPD, right? There's enough that we have to deal with in life, in general, right? Let's decide that we're only going to be hurt about things when people intended to hurt us. That's our rule. If someone sets out to hurt us, if someone is being horrible, if someone is being abusive, if someone, all these things, there are plenty of instances where you're allowed to feel offended, to be angry with someone, to all these things, right? But we're going to limit it to those. Because there's plenty of those. We don't need more. We don't need to add to that. We've got enough stuff going on. So let's just say, if somebody didn't mean to hurt us, then let's try and find a way to understand why that happened and why I feel like this. Because that's really a thing. That person didn't do anything, we're not angry at them. We reacted to something that set us off. And that means there's something in our life, something in our mental health related to whatever that was, that we need to deal with. And we aren't going to get better not dealing with it, not facing it, blaming other people for poking that nerve or whatever. That's not going to help us. It's just going to be there forever or get worse. So we need to face that thing. And we need to understand that, yeah, we split for no reason. That's what I class as no reason. Something not real. Something we've made up. There needs to be an actual reason to be upset about stuff for me now. Because there are enough of those. Bad things happen in life. People are mean. People are annoying. People are stupid. I know there's enough of that to be upset about. I don't need to add more. So that's where I am. So, I mean, what do you think? I'm open to discourse on this. You know, I'm not going to change my position. I mean, I am otherwise also a narcissist and believe I'm perfectly right on this. So, you know, don't be offended or attempt to change my mind. But I am interested to hear what other people actually have to say about it. So, there you go. You take care. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.